your folks are not on code, man. All right. I told you, Trump got to the order now. Yeah, if you are as legally with citizenship, nigga, commit a crime and all that, they got certain stipulations where they can throw your ass up out of here. All right. They got something for you too. All right. Oh yeah. All right. Just in case you find yourself bull jobbing as if, all right. No, nigga, you special. You ain't special, nigga. All right. Trump is still fighting for birthright citizenship right now, nigga. All right. He ain't left the battlefield. All right. He wants to make sure that he takes everything. Mm-hmm.
For about 350,000 Haitians living in the U.S. no longer protected by TPS. Those who live in Springfield, Ohio tonight called to check in to be monitored. That's the city where those false and racist claims spread that Haitian immigrants are stealing and eating pets. Here's Sanella Savovic.
No neighbor of ours is illegal.
Tonight, hundreds of Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio are being summoned to DHS for in-person check-ins and to be fitted for ankle monitors if they don't choose to self-report. It's one of the department's
it's not bad at all, y'all. This is not bad for them, right? Unless they actually eating cats and shit. All right? Unless you happen to be eating cats. All right? No, I seen nigga carrying 2 duck necks, nigga. All right? Sure did. Yeah, had these niggas strangled here. 2 duck necks, nigga. All right? I ain't bullshitting you. All right? So if you're eating cats, nigga, all right, that's very concerning. All right? Sure is. All right?
Since the Supreme Court ruled in June to end TPS for nearly 350,000 Haitian migrants. The Department of Homeland Security taking to X today to remind Americans that TPS is meant to be just that, temporary. Those with terminated TPS have 2 options, leave or be removed. Demonstrators gathered outside the DHS facility in Springfield over the weekend in protest.
ICE, we see you, and we are not okay with what you're doing.
A community in New Jersey with a large Haitian population say people in Essex County are living in fear of deportation.
Many of our businesses are owned and operated by Haitian Americans, and so you know, it's going to have a tremendous impact overall in the state.
They still want 350,000 people to go back into the fire. It's like your house is on fire. You think people will say, oh, come, I'm going to help you. Say, no, go back to the fire.
90% of Haiti is run by violent gangs.
And let me tell you something. We don't know any of this information in here to be true the way that they spatting it. According to them, Barbecue and these cats are gang lords. If we will listen to Barbecue and them cats around there, they're trying to survive. They're trying to build some form of an economy, knowing that they have so much sanctions and everything else poured on their ass. They're using the tools and the resources in which they have to create whatever society and different things that they can here, upon controlling so much power and having the U.S. and all of these other countries in here put sanctions upon you. All right, because you refuse to let them go on with these little fraudulent bullshit elections and allow white society to control the country. If that wasn't a problem here, all right, then they wouldn't have a problem restoring power back into Barbecue's hands and a couple people in Port-au-Prince. What would be the difference? All right, unless you just so angry in here in this courses here that y'all have always had coups going on in damn Haiti. All right, you put that last president in place just to set him up and have another coup. All right, that is true. All right, that president was picked there in Haiti that was murdered, dude. All right, all the extra shit they did politically concerning his wife and all that shit was over the top, man. All right, yeah, she got non-justice in that case in here for a situation I'm pretty sure she didn't understand. And like I said, if you want to know from that platoon that came in there that killed them, all right, who were they hired by? They all had U.S. currency. These Cubans, all right, Cuban soldiers here, all had U.S. currency in their pocket, nigga. All right, yeah. All right, so that lets you know who did what, who paid for what, nigga. All right. As we sitting here measuring this down. All right, so Haiti's situation is broken down in so many different angles. The way it is because the media ain't gonna be straight up and honest. If y'all can't control it, then the country is condemned, it's dangerous, it's shit, it's gangs, it's this, that, and the third. All right. But if we're talking about Israel and Hamas, then now we're talking about rebels. Now we're talking about freedom fighters. All right. The context is different. All right. Yeah. When you black and you have a gun and you going against this oppressive system that you have in their halls, you are automatically, in their terms, you're a gang lord, nigga. All right. Whatever the hell that means. All right. No, not my context. CBS and ABC's context. This is how they talk about barbecue. All right. He done secured the ports. He done locked down the highways to where as though you can't come across there, get anything in without paying them. All right. That's what's going on in Haiti. All right. And what the hell would you do here? As I said, if big parts of the world have cut a bunch of resources off that you do. All right. No, it's the same people with these sanctions and stuff in here, which they got their blockades and stopping your resources, or the ones showing up acting like they got food for you and every damn thing else. All right. It's how the Western powers do. And it leaves countries like Haiti here to be sabotaged. All right. Yes, indeed. They work as a collective. Yes, indeed.
Millions of people there have been displaced, and UNICEF
these cases to tell us that when France had power over Haiti, it was one of the most wealthiest and richest lands and all of this other shit. But now that the white man ain't got no power over top of it, all right. No, since then it's about dragging this country all the way in the mud. All right, and telling you about how much there isn't any value over there. All this bull crap here, dude. All right. You know what they truly mean. Ain't no value unless a white man got his hands on it. All right. Unless we can control it. All right. Yeah. Shout out to Barbecue and all the good brothers that he had holding this shit down for over a year. All right. Yeah. I'm talking about having Kenya's military in here, other people trying to come in. Nothing, nigga. All right. They've had a solid military system set in place to hold it down. And it may look devastating and somewhat hard for them right now here at this point, but I have faith in them enough to say that they'll figure it out, dude. All right. Yes, indeed.
Recently reported a rise in sexual violence against children. There's no word on.
I don't know nothing about all of this shit, man. All right. Sounds like y'all just going ahead to say damn near anything, dude. I'm not just going to condemn people without evidence. All right. Yeah, they just shit on Haiti. That's all that is. Hold on here. Mayor Mondani responds after a man is charged with a hate crime and I guess in one of these holy places here. All right. In a synagogue, excuse me.
Wow. Thank you, Clear Choice. I got my sexy back.
Get your... The mayor told me he was stunned to hear about this incident. He said Jewish New Yorkers have the right to feel safe, especially at their place of worship. He told me the NYPD is actively looking into this case, and I can tell you all throughout the day, we saw multiple law enforcement officers all around this area. Watch the moment when a man storms into a synagogue in the middle of a Shabbat ceremony. This happened on Friday here at the Central Synagogue on Lexington Avenue.
Y'all lucky that nigga didn't kill somebody, man. He was all big and shit. All right. They had to put 3 niggas on his back, dude. He was angry as hell. All right. Some white man with a beard. All right. In a church again. It's always y'all, dude. All right. I don't know how you even got time for the nigga problem with all this shit going on. All right. No, they even grab up a couple niggas and point over here. All right. Shit. All right. They was in the middle of singing. All right. They got it recorded. Hold on.
Watch the moment when a man storms into a synagogue in the middle of a Shabbat ceremony. This happened on Friday here at the Central Synagogue on Lexington Avenue in Midtown. The whole thing caught on camera during the live stream. And the man you see there is 46-year-old Larry Montes from the Bronx, according to the NYPD. On his way out, he allegedly hit a 63-year-old woman, attacked a security.
Yeah, I told you he a coward, right? These niggas cowards. All right, you attack a 63-year-old woman. All right, yeah, that's y'all all day. All right, no, you didn't want to fight a man. You had a man on your ass. You could have turned around and squared up with him. All right, but instead, you put your filthy hands on a 63-year-old woman. All right, yeah, real honorable, dude. All right, yeah, that's what I mean by talking about they got cowards who go off like this, dude. This is a part of the, yeah, them folks, nigga. All right, yeah, and you should have whooped his ass, man. All right, yeah, if you attacking old people now, then all right, the neighborhood will give you probable cause to whoop his ass, dude. You can beat him on the step for 3.5 minutes, nigga. All right. Yeah, it'd be the worst ones in here. They'd be just marching out. Hold on here.
Security officer and damaged the property.
Everyone, please remain calm and in your seats.
Montes has now been charged with 2 counts of assault as a hate crime.
Whether it happens in a synagogue, in a temple, in a church, it doesn't matter. It's a hate crime. It's just not acceptable.
Oh my God. And there is the kicker. All right. No, there's no proof of any racial elements here. All right. No, not really. All right. What are they trying to say that he did that's racial? Even this guy is saying, you heard him, right? Yeah, no matter what you do in a synagogue, it's a hate crime. All right. What? All right. Come on now. All right. I told you when it comes to these other groups in America, they start rewriting the law, nigga. All right. Right there in front of you. All right. I'm trying to make sure that you heard this here correctly. All right. Because I was waiting for the racist part to come off. All right, whatever that was. All right, just like you. All right, next thing you know, you got him in here talking. Give me 1 second.
Everyone, please remain calm and in your seats.
Montes has now been charged with 2 counts of assault as a hate crime.
Whether it happens in a synagogue, in a temple, in a church, it doesn't matter. It's a hate crime. It's just not acceptable at all.
On Saturday, the community was back at the synagogue, met with increased police presence. It was unsettling for those who come here for peace.
Our day of rest was interrupted by a security incident in our main sanctuary, but we are okay. We are safe.
Latest numbers from the NYPD show there have been 205 hate crimes targeting the Jewish.
Nah, nigga. Let me explain something to you, family. If this is how you are titling up hate crimes, dude, then the numbers are insufficient, all right, first and foremost. All right. Yeah, if you just get some shit just for breathing over there and yelling and having a wide stomach and charging to the front, you get a hate crime charge. All right. Yeah, you had a big Faison Love looking nigga. All right. Just bum rush the front. That's all he did. He was yelling and shit. I don't know what he said. All right. Yeah, but they gave him a hate crime charge. Then they come out here with this statistics list, dude. All right. Yeah, I don't know about all of this, man.
Community in New York in 2026. 23 of them happened just last month. Anti-Jewish crimes made up almost 60% of all confirmed hate crimes so far this year.
We reject this with every fiber in our being.
Sure Mayor Zohran Mamdani now reacting to the incident.
And we are going to do everything in our power to ensure that we are uprooting anti-Semitism from across.
I'm sure you will, nigga. All right. That's why he got hate crime charge right now, nigga. All right. That's why he got one. All right, because y'all ain't playing no games with it when it comes to them now. All right, there will be no infractions. All right, no, nigga, we ain't gonna have no hiccups, dude. All right, if you ain't got a record, we gonna start you off, nigga, high. All right, with these hate crime charges. Yes, indeed. All right. Now, what's going on with Al Sharpton here, man? All right, I've seen Al Sharpton here recently. Yes, I've been disappointed. Now, he was buck dancing, talking about that they should have listened to AOC and Bernie Sanders. Whatever they was doing was right. Some shit like that, man. It's like, man, I'm not taking my lead from these busters. All right, I'm not, dude. It's like, man, what the hell are you talking about? All right, right, man. What are you talking about, man? Hey, I told you, look at how stiff Bernie Sanders' shoulders is, nigga. All right, he 80-something years old, man. You ain't gonna tell me shit, dude. You losing elections and getting your ass whooped and shit. All right, AOC don't know what she thinks she's gonna sneak over here to white society and wink at them to get personal favor. I've seen what she's doing recently, talking about some woke one was stupid and all. Like, man, what the hell are you talking about? All right, who are you dog whistling to, man? All right, yeah, we ain't playing this shit, dude. All right, yeah, when all else fails, we just gonna open up the back door and wink at white folks. We ain't having that, nigga. All right, you can go ahead and get out of here now. All right, yeah, she trying to play that last card in her hand. All right, yeah, I don't fool with none of them. Yeah, I seen her little stinking ass. All right, I definitely seen it. All right, and for what we got for our money out of her, dude, is exactly what you think you're gonna get here, man. These are establishment candidates now. She has been able to be cloaked and decked into that Democratic Party in here, and she's not gonna be fighting for anything other than the shit for the establishment. You add money into the cases of politics, and you're gonna have a bunch of these niggas like AOC or Nancy Pelosi or all right, folks that do the corporation's bidding, nigga. All right. So whatever the hell you think mentally you got going on that you're going to get past, all right, they going to make sure that they're in the way of it, nigga. All right. Yeah, they've been paid to make sure that happens. All right. Damn right. All right. And I got folks in here owning politicians and shit. It ain't like they paying them that much. It's not a whole lot of money here. All right. It isn't. All right. But it's enough to get the goddamn ball rolling. All right. Yeah. Absolutely. Al Sharpton says that the Democrats take the House. Hakeem Jeffries should use the subpoena powers, investigate the death of Nolan Wells, 18-year-old. All right. Hakeem Jeffries is a joke, dude. All right. Let's put this out here clearly. Hakeem Jeffries is a goddamn joke. All right. Anytime you on the Senate floor on your knees with your eyes closed, nigga, hands. All right, in a praying motion in here, begging and pleading. It's like, nigga, there's no black men prepared to line up behind you, nigga. All right, we're not, dude. Ain't nobody about to follow you nowhere. All right, yeah. All right, he's been dead since he got in there. All right, when I seen Hakeem Jeffries the first time here, at least coming to a podium to talk to black people, it was a session where he was standing next to Chuck Schumer. Chuck is linked all the way over with his cane. His back is all messed up. All right, so he got to peek up at you with his glasses. All right. Yeah, but he's standing next to damn Chuck Schumer there, and he's just complaining, dude, about Medicare and Medicaid and what Trump ain't going to give. All right. Yeah, he ain't promise you he ain't do nothing for Medicaid. All right. What are you doing for Medicare? It's like, man, why don't you just get your funky ass up out of here? All right. That was my impression of Hakeem Jeffries. Yeah, man. Why don't you shake ass? All right, why don't you go ahead and do that? No, somebody's child. Yeah, man. Mind dominant. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take a brief admission. All right. Yeah, I need to pause for a second. All right, used to taking L's. Don't put that shit on me. All right, yeah, you used to taking a bunch of L's, man. Don't look over here and put that shit on me. All right, no, nigga, you concerned about the wrong shit. All right, right. Mind your own motherfucking business. All right, I'm damn sure ain't checking for you. All right, I'm not checking for you. All right, nobody else is either. No, not unless you in my business. All right.
Thank you so much. And turning now to the latest on the immigration crackdown. New ICE arrests spotted across Broward County.
And some of those arrests sparking some very tense encounters with local residents. Local 10's Kristen De La Rosa is live in Miami with the very latest on this one.
What you're about to see are videos from incidents across Miami-Dade and Broward counties. And yes, these are encounters between residents, immigrants, and ICE. And as you said, some of them have gotten a little intense. In fact, in some of these videos, you're going to see residents questioning ICE agents.
In Homestead, they're being followed right now.
In Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, you have a shipment or something?
And in West Park, people recording ICE agents on the hunt. Border Patrol outside Harris Field Park in Southwest Miami-Dade. A mother disturbed, telling us she was dropping off her child at Head Start, unsure who they were looking for.
What do you want?
Outside a manufacturing company in Broward, a member of the staff questioning an agent on premises.
What do you want?
You have someone individual inside that's an illegal resident of the United States and is ready for deportation.
Well, we don't know anything about that. Just serve a warrant in a front desk.
A local 10 News viewer inside concerned they're after this man, his co-worker. He showed Southwest Miami-Dade, a mother disturbed, telling us she was dropping off her child at Head Start, unsure who they were looking for.
What do you want?
Outside a manufacturing company in Broward, a member of the staff questioning an agent on premises.
What do you want?
You have someone individual inside that's an illegal resident of the United States and is ready for deportation.
Well, we don't know anything about that. Just serve a warrant in a front desk.
A local 10 News viewer inside concerned they're after this man, his co-worker. He shows what he claimed is a valid work permit and driver's license.
Yeah, and paperwork dirty, the whole nine. They got it.
Adding he's in the process of applying for asylum.
They're in West Park right now. And it feels like Broward County always got a whole bunch of bullshit going on, man. No, it's
Hollywood, Florida.
A Haitian man, neighbors say, was riding a bike on his way to work.
Can you help translate like that?
Federal agents trying to question him.
Y'all put this on the Ring camera, put this on TikTok, put this on
We got you, baby.
Facebook.
Residents try questioning the agents.
You didn't even get his ID.
Because a lot of people not really worried about the rights that he got if he ain't living right. All right, you love that nigga. All right, so you make sure you ride down there to make sure that they treating him right. All right, Freedman got our own shit to take care of. We don't mean no harm, man. All right, we got all these niggas riding bicycles and shit. All right, man. You know, what do you want? All right. No, we're not the keeper of bicycle flip-flop wearing niggas. All right. You're not going to put that on us. All right. That seems like too much to me. All right. That's a lot of pressure. All right. You know, I got to take care of all this shit for black people and I got to, nah, nigga. All right. That's why she yelling all loud like that. We're going to put it on here, but I'm going to tell you something too, man. All right. Now what? All right. Because my people heard you. All right. And they ain't moving. All right. They ain't going nowhere, dude. They're going to sit right there in the same spot you just seen them here, all shaking their head, talking about some All right. Look at you. Huh?
Did you run his ID?
The man eventually taken into custody, his belongings abandoned.
Y'all left his stuff. This is the car they just took him in.
We are still working to gather the specifics on each one of these incidents. We did reach out to the Department of Homeland Security to find out more about ICE operations across our communities in the last 24 hours to find out if there is, in fact, an uptick. They have not responded, but DHS has maintained that what we are seeing in our communities is simply ICE agents and Border Patrol officers doing their job, applying and enforcing immigration laws and effectively upholding President Trump's campaign promises.
The problem is, and I tell y'all this almost every day, you're going to get demonized for doing your job. That comes with you activating immigration policies here in this country. Nigga, to them, you ain't shit. All right, you're the worst person to breathe air, abolish ICE, just tear it all apart, yada, yada, yada. But I told you, if you ain't got that shit here, Hoss, you got any and everybody flopping up in your crib, nigga. All right? No, it's really the Wild Wild West. All right? No, when Jason Bourne is every goddamn with. All right? Mysterious niggas. All right? Folks who caught a body 2 or 3 countries away, nigga. All right, no paperwork. He's just walking around eating croissants and shit. All right, yeah, you don't want that, man. That's not what you want, man. All right, and you might say the methods of how Poland's government moves is a little harsh, baby. Yeah, because they at the gates with them things, nigga. All right, you ain't just walking in there. All right, yes, I've seen this shit here on video. So it was a bunch of Indians. All right, wasn't Latino. They might have been Indians or Latino. They might have been throwing sticks and shit. But them niggas is lined up at the gate, dude. All right, with them things. All right, you ain't coming in there. All right, this shit non-negotiable. All right, fuck you talking about? All right, no, you gonna meet the end of this barrel if you come up in here. If you get too close. All right, that's what type of perimeters that some of these countries have in line. They got, for certain cases, automatic weapons set up, dude. All right, yeah, just to make sure that your ass don't get so close within proximity, trying to run in their crib illegally, nigga, and set up shop. Mm-hmm. That's an American thing, man. That's a Canada thing, man. That's a thing for, all right, some of the spots in the Western powers, man, they're okay with that, taking a small percentage of you out your lands. All right, yeah, but you're talking about the circumstances for the U.S., man. All right, you're going to be, people are going to be mad at you, dude, if you're implementing ICE here and you're allowing them to actually do their jobs. ICE was around during Biden's administration, but they never even so much as put money in their budget, dude. All right, when they bread ran out, they left them like that, nigga. All right, that's a fact. All right, and people were on television, on national news, crying about how ICE don't got no money in the budget. All right, they intentionally did that shit. All right, yes, while they left the boys, while these bastards left the doors wide open, Halls. All right, yeah, I'm gonna give you no money to fund individuals protecting folks, crazy niggas from coming in your country. No money for that, dude. And I'm gonna leave the front door wide open, nigga. All right, yeah, with brochures, sleeping bags, pillows, cell phones, Xboxes, dirt bikes, nigga, all the incentives in the world to wave your ass up in here, dude. All right, yes, indeed. Come and stay at the Roosevelt, nigga. All right, yeah, and take some of these food stamps. All right, oh, yes, indeed. All right, yeah, come and stay. Mm-hmm. All right, wait, you guys, do you have something to say to me? All right, are you talking to me? All right, hello? That's inappropriate. I don't know where people are from, man. All right, what is that? All right, yeah, man. Hey,
You have one portion. That's one. I didn't ask that question.
Okay,
Don't come in like
well,
that.
hold on. Let me tell you this. I had my African before. It was cool to have an African, all right? This was back in the day. I've been with my African for...
Sounds crazy.
This is for being with an African. This is back in the day when y'all were posting the whole starter kit with the Chanel bag and the ashy feet and that was like the African starter kit. That's the African starter kit. That's what y'all was posting on online.
The meme that was going around.
That was the meme. Thank you. Come on, you know it. The meme used to go around, and then I even had people be ugly about it. It was like, you better get them tested. You better make sure you don't have AIDS. Jesus, it was nasty work. What? Yeah, this was like
people. That's what we come
Thank you.
That's crazy.
And it was all the nastiness, and then there was this new wave of get you an African, and it was all glorified. And I'm like, well, hold on. Because when I got with my husband, y'all were being mean about it. I lost friendships over that. Yeah. One of my old homegirls actually said, he's got about 5 wives, girl. I'm like, where are these wives? Because we got married in a Catholic church in Kenya, and they actually have to do a full publication of, like, in the press, in the news, everything. They say, this man, Gerald Maingi Mwangi, will be wedding Shamia Yvonne Morton on this day at this church if anybody objects to it. And we had to get
in tongues just now.
No, that was her husband's name.
Oh, shit. I just heard her say church.
He sure is. He's so shady.
You guys-
Oh,
you guys-
Charlamagne.
I'm like,
No, so we had to do a whole, and then with the whole you have to go and get cleared with the embassy to marry. So if he had all these extra wives, I would know about it.
Oh man, I don't know, man, because money can clean that up over there too. You know that, right? All right, you can get all your shit expensive. You got enough paper. All right, you can get everything cleaned up over there. All right, right, to make you a whole new person, man. All right, so depending on how far this man's economics ranged here, coming from Africa, yeah, all of those things are possible.
They would have come up in his profile. Like, it's the weirdest thing to me. And I was like, I had to stand 10 toes down.
I love
for
my African brothers
kicking.
and sisters, by the way.
You and me both.
Yeah, 11 years ago, if you didn't know Africans were balling, something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You wasn't paying attention.
Oh man, all right, man. Niggas is balling so bad that they all in our damn faces, nigga, trying to borrow and steal. It's not to say that y'all got it cracking, man. Ghana has some of the most, I say here, greatest things within gold that you see in history. Big stuff that they have, chairs and every damn thing else made out of gold. But at the end of the day here, as I said, you can't speak for this shit in here with your wealth and resources as a whole in the economy to where so your peoples won't stop at least fleeing and running out your goddamn land. All right, I can't really harp on your wealth too much, nigga, because I got to point to the circumstances as how is it helping y'all as a people. You see what I'm saying? All right, it's got to make sense. All right, yeah, you can't pop your collar to some shit that's not helping you and your people. All right, you over in my country. All right, sit next to me. All right, yeah, that don't make any sense. All right, you got to pipe that down, man. Don't keep waving your flag over here, nigga. All right, it has no validity. All right, it don't. All right, shit. I seen some people get pissed off. I told you years ago here, there was some Mexican people coming into the border. This was during Trump's first administration, and they had a dog with them and everything. They was throwing rocks and shit. All right, bottles of rocks. All right, they had a dog with 3 teeth in his mouth barking. All right, he's running towards the border. All right, yeah, and these border agents took some tear gas and threw that shit right back at him. All right, it was a big story in here. They got mad as hell. But I told folks in here before people got pissed off, y'all didn't see what the hell happened before the tear gas was thrown, nigga. All right, yeah, dude, man, I'm sitting in here for the protection of these damn, Border Patrol agents, because if you see a person with a flag charging, throwing rocks, nigga, this is a declaration of war. All right, yeah, you don't come in peace coming through our border. All right, yeah, you angry, throwing shit at people and waving your flag. What do you think that means? All right, you're lucky to be alive, nigga. All right, yeah, what's wrong with you? All right, yeah, we are not in no way, shape, and form here in line to take hits from broken people in they raggedy ass countries here, Halls, coming in here getting ultimate resources as they spit on you in the same process. All right, this is before I want to see here Trump really locked it down here like that, because as I told y'all, for those numbers of March of this year, you had 0 catch and releases, dude. I ain't never seen no shit like that. 0, nigga. All right, every nigga they caught, they kept, nigga. All right, you ain't going nowhere but in the back of this van, nigga. All right, fuck you talking about. All right, El Camino, El Nino, you got to call your mans. All right, no, you getting in the back of this van, Halls. All right, fuck you. What you keep talking about here, Sanchez? All right, yeah, we getting ready to go down the road. You understand? All right, yeah. Yes, indeed. Now, I'm going to tell you some good shit here for free. All right? Now, tell you some good goddamn shit for free. All right? You can listen if you want to, man. All right? Now, you don't owe me nothing. All right? Right. Black first in here. No, black first. All right? Yes, indeed, man. No, and good evening to the good people. All right? Now, I know I had some stuff in here concerning Clyburn, man, but if I can pull it up in here, but as I told y'all here before, Clyburn is one of the many people, that is one of the many people in here that is a part of the old Democrats in here. All right, Mr. James Clyburn. All right, all those cats circle around this perimeter of you being like 80 years old or older. All right, yeah, and you're like a dinosaur. All right, that's the disconnect politically. A lot of young folks sit here and they wonder here in the pathway, how do we got so much reckless shit? How the prices looking the way they are? All right, why won't people change things, etc., etc.? And what I could tell y'all is it's the dinosaurs that are in place. Most of them want to keep things the way that they are. They can only hope for, after they've sabotaged your shit, a peaceful death, nigga. All right, that's all they want. All right, they just sold you out for the long haul. All right, and they're good. They own property and land. It's hard as shit for you to get anything. Mm-hmm. Understand? All right, and that's that. All right, that's that. All right, and more than that, man, some of these dried up niggas expect for the young people to go ahead to sacrifice, dude, knowing that they've already sacrificed you. All right. And I told y'all young folks, man, it ain't no more that you can give up here at this point in period of time here. Make sure that if you have a political agenda that's centered on you and yours, dude, and getting your kids something. If somebody's not talking paper to you, then they're not speaking in the cases of respect to you. Because all politics is business, man. I always tell you this. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. If I can have money ready for non-citizens, dude, before they even put their feet on a soil, then I can go get freedmen's ready. They can get our money ready here, dude. All right? No legislations, no goddamn committees. All right? Not a whole bunch of hearings and bullshit meetings. Just getting the money in order. All right? Same fashion, same style, nigga. All right? Right. Same way that they do anything else here. That's if you're serious. All right? Yeah. Yeah, if this ain't some more of that bullshit. All right. Speaking of, all right, this is Jimbo Django. I got to bring us back here. All right.
I'm doing well. Listen,
we crashed his fish fry. He was so upset. We crashed his fish fry talking about reparations, nigga. All right. Yeah, this was in South Carolina. All right. Yeah. And as you can see, he got a big cup of cognac. He's stressed out. All right. Niggas done pissed him off. All right. Yeah, and this was the annual fish fry, nigga, where he trades pieces of fried catfish, a catfish sandwich, for votes, nigga. All right. Yeah, and we came and shut all that shit down.
I gotta go, but I appreciate the fish fry and everything. I did want to ask though. Reparations is a big.
Reparations are big with me. I'm the only one that's doing the deal. Why y'all keep fucking with me on that? I'm the only one doing the deal. It's my deal.
Which bill?
The reparations bill.
HR 40?
HR 40.
Okay.
And I've been doing it for 20 years, 30 years. And it's been around for 38. So why y'all keep telling me about a bill that's been there for 38 years?
Well,
older than my grandson. Yeah, but 27. That bill been up there 38 years, and y'all looking at me that I'm supposed to pass.
Yes, old, crusty, decrepit, dried up nigga. Yes. All right. The fact that any bill has been able to grow legs sitting in a corner for 38 years that you push forth, dude. All right. Retaining the black folks here shows us how useless you are, nigga. All right. When it comes to something for us, you'll let that bitch rot for 38 years. All right. The hell were you doing? All right. Damn sure wasn't securing us anything. I got a video of him on the Senate floor advocating for financial resources for the Choctaw Indians, nigga. All right. He wasn't doing our bidding. All right. Hold on here.
Be someone that is
we just want you to push it.
I don't know if you support reparations. I'm sorry?
You want to know if you support reparations?
I support reparations, but other than that name, y'all need to learn what reparations is. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair.
Get your funky ass out of here. All right. And I could play this here year to date because it's relevant to now, nigga. All right. You ask these old ass niggas for your paper, dude, and the money here, they're going to get angry and get aggressive with you, man. Start talking funky. They're going to be sounding just like the goddamn, like the Republicans. All right. Yeah. All you got to do is start asking about the money. All right. You're going to find out real quick. All right. Hold on, nigga. All right. Don't get too cute in here. All right. Yeah, this is him here too. All right. Yeah, dude. Look, man, I don't really care for you niggas that much either. All right. That's what the energy is, dude. And they're only good for these places in where they can go ahead to use black society. And if you ain't talking about that, in most cases, they got disdain. They're angry. All right. Shit. Even for Kamala Harris's circumstances and Bernie Sanders, you watch them straight up and say, they said something about reparations. They said, no. All right. Yeah. Straight up, no. A hard no. All right. For Bernie, said it's unfeasible. All right. Said some more weird shit like that. All right. Yeah. But financial benefits for Jewish people, all right, was feasible. He helped pass the bill for that. All right. No, that's feasible. All right. Getting you niggas cash reparations. You understand? Yeah. That goes for him, Elizabeth Warren. I told you what her case is here. She is one of these frog-faced jokers that did the Biden tricks here. You seen Biden getting off because he ain't give us shit. You mark that. But she said, oh, yeah, it's okay that you guys get reparations, but Native Americans need to get reparations too. All right? Yeah, that's bullshit. Listen to no politician talking to you like that, because Native Americans have had reservations, casinos, and all other types of money in here that freedmen have not been able to get our hands on. And for the black members that have been a part of their tribes, the moment they knew it was getting some finances, they went ahead to vote and kicked the black members out so that we couldn't get any of the damn economics. So we ain't got shit to do, all right, with the circumstances of the wink, wink, $5 Indian, all right, Native Americans here. Mm-hmm. Y'all check that census list for those people there way back when on that paperwork. There's everything from Russians, all right, to Jewish folks signing up as $5 Indians. All right, every damn ethnicity you can think here. All right, signing that paper. All right. No, I got to see that shit for myself, dude. And it's garbage. You talk about the scam cultures, nigga. All right, we got a bunch of them. All right, even down to the Chinese folks was signing on that joint. $5 Indians. All right. Yes, indeed. Y'all can look this paperwork up for yourselves. All right. I was shocked because by their name, they had to put what ethnicity or what country or background or origins that they came from. All right. This is how I know. All right. Yeah, this ain't no shot in the dark here, Halls. This is the real deal. Multiple people arrested and a disability parking permit. All right. Fraud crackdown. All right, disability, parking permit, fraud crackdown. So that people walk around with fake disability passes. All right, I guess this shit has been happening for years. I don't know nothing about this shit. All right, I think that's wrong, man. All right, no, especially if all your limbs are working, nigga. All right, somebody might really need that goddamn spot. All right, yeah, with your funky ass. All right. Yeah, you're just gonna put a handicap pass on there, dude, so you can get all the way in the front. You wrong, man. All right, nigga working perfectly fine here. All right, we got all his motor skills, his hands, got to move all his fingers and toes and shit. All right, you wrong, nigga. All right, yeah. Don't come to black people crying about that. Hold on. Alcohol brands struggle to adapt as some Americans cut back drinking. All right, yeah, I'm one of them. All right. Yeah, you damn right here, dude. All right. But this is great because we're talking about the effects of year to date. Brothers and sisters, you have a more woke, he said woke society here. You have a more on code society. And I prefer you be woke, all right, versus being sleep, nigga. All right. I don't want none of my people sleepy, nigga. All right. I want you fully woke and alert and on point for everything coming forth towards you here, Halls, because it's not a game here today. All right. And what this is showing you is that the young people trust in society that they don't want to be like their peoples. All right. No, maybe their peoples is a drunk, dude. All right. Maybe you sloppy. All right. Yeah, your butt stink, nigga. All right. And they don't like the examples that they've seen over the years. I ain't talking about everybody that drink. All right. Yeah, some folks, that's just what it is, nigga. You've been drinking, your family drinks. All right. It is what it is. I'm not knocking you. In most spaces like that, those folks know how to drink. You got food around. You're making sure people can eat. All right. No, ain't nobody off point. There's plenty of grub for you to go ahead to consume that alcohol with. All right, that I ain't got problem with. All right, but I'm talking about deep into the roots of young people coming up here year to day. A lot of them don't want to taste, man. All right, yeah, they'll smoke some weed. All right, yeah, they'll smoke weed. All right, but getting all drunk up. All right, no, man, I don't see that a lot amongst the young people. I can't say I see it. All right, yeah, doing other things maybe. Yeah, all right, whatever. I ain't gonna tell on nobody. All right, but you talking about the cases of goddamn it, talking about drink and this, that, and the third. Look, like I said, a lot of the good deal of young folks here want to leave that with some of their parents, all right, and uncles and aunties and what have you, and grandparents. They don't want to align themselves like that. All right, give me 1 second. Who do I got right here?
Celebrity-backed bar closing its doors in Portland. Is it just another sign that drinking is on the decline?
I don't know. Is the gin done?
Actor Ryan Reynolds backed Aviation American Gin Distillery pouring its last drink. When it opened just 4 years ago, Reynolds
going
said it would
on,
be
man? What's
Disneyland
happening?
for adults, complete with a
Much
tasting room
love.
and visitor center.
Other distillery tours keep their visitors behind glass, but at Aviation, we know that people truly learn by doing.
This is our bottle.
I'll show you our packaging department.
Flash forward to now, its parent company, Diageo, that acquired Aviation in 2020 and kept Reynolds as the face of the brand, responding to our request for comment. After careful consideration, we have made the difficult decision to close, moving production to other facilities. Adding, this decision reflects evolving business needs as we continue to support growth ambitions for our Aviation American Gin brand. Diageo sales down almost 10% in North America in its latest quarterly earnings report compared to the same time last year. A rep for Ryan Reynolds said he relinquished operational control of the gin brand when he sold it to Diageo. It's not the only liquor label making cuts. Brown-Forman, the maker of Jack Daniels, cutting.
All right, and we know for Jack Daniels was something from black people that was stolen like KFC, man. All right, stolen like that McDonald's thing here. All right, robbery. All right, but as you can see, chickens coming back home to roost. All right, and this is just going ahead by the cases of the population and people that are not indulging in alcohol. All right, is it effective? Yeah, they looking at dollars from people going to the bar, nigga. All right, folks soaking it up and buying high price, silly ass damn drinks here, dude. All right, getting a fifth before you go home. All right, keeping these alcohol companies in business and keeping their pockets fat. All right, you're gonna notice a 10% hit, nigga. All right, yeah, that's gonna show itself right there in front of your face. All right, so this is why they're talking about moving some of the business around, making cuts and doing what they got to do, because they understand where they're not generating dollars at. All right, we're talking about just the circumstances from this year compared to last year.
12% of its staff last year, and beer
cut.
maker Heineken slashing thousands of jobs, all as more and more Americans say they're leaving booze behind. Last year, only 54% of U.S. adults said they drink alcohol, falling more than 10 points since 2022, and the lowest number since Gallup started asking the question in 1939.
Anybody under the age of 45 can't afford to drink.
The shift, driven by Gen Z and millennials, fewer of whom now drink than older age groups.
No. And he said anybody under the age of 45, and he ain't lying, cannot afford to drink, nigga. All right, that's some serious shit. And for some of y'all folks that ain't even thinking about it, all right, I'll make sure you support the channel here. That's some serious shit, man. All right, you sit there and think about that. All right, this is why I said for some folks that choose to go ahead to indulge in XYZ, all right, you might smoke weed. All right, that might be your choice of things because it's something that you can measure more. All right, and make sure that your resources and all that ain't whatever. You sitting in here drinking, alcohol goes with anything, man. All right, nigga, make a decision in here that's critical without thinking, dude. All right, liquor, alcohol put a nigga in trouble, dude. All right, yeah, serious trouble. All right. I'm telling you, no, because it takes away that sense, all right, of not doing something, all right, that I don't think this is such a good idea, All right, that removes that shit from your brain, nigga. All right, right, for certain people here. All right, so it lines yourself in here for something bad, dude. Even if you didn't plan for circumstances like that, dude. Mm-hmm. All right. Now make sure y'all go ahead to show your love, man. All right. Yes, indeed. Let me put the other one in here too. All right. Definitely need support there from my people in here. We're sitting here listening to the helicopters. Hopefully somebody didn't get shot or murdered here again. I got to at least listen at the bus stop over here talking to one of the brothers in here. 2 days ago, I came out here. I know I had to go somewhere. And yeah, he told me that right across from where I'm living at, man. He said 2 people got put down. And then across from there, 2 other people got put down. All right. Yeah, I'm talking about close proximity. All right. Yeah. So much love, man. All right. Now I'm in the middle of the belly of the beast, baby. All right. Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead and keep rolling. All right. Back to these things and they're talking about alcohol. All right. And U.S. adults who say that they drink alcohol. Let's go ahead to look. All right. And
Gen Z and millennials.
See 50% of people from 18 to 34. All right. 56% from people to 35 to 56 to 54. Excuse me. And you got 56% on people 55 years or older. All right, so that's their different demographic they got right now.
Fewer of whom now drink than older age groups.
Nobody can afford anything, yet you want me to go to a bar and you want me to spend $36 on 2 cocktails?
The reason we don't go to clubs no more is because everything's too expensive.
The average price of a cocktail now above $13, according to a market research firm, Technomic. In places like New York City, it's even more. But for some, the shift away from drinking goes deeper than their pockets.
Alcohol is literally poison.
You know, it may be a shift towards wellness. You've got GLP-1s, which are playing a big role in how much people are consuming both food and alcohol. And you've got a little bit of a shift away from drinking culture.
People seem to be moving away from the culture, but still craving the community, with buying drinks at bars on the rise, even as alcohol consumption falls. Experts say people are looking for options, whether it be swapping a Cosmo for cannabis, which has doubled in popularity.
What the hell did the bottom line just say? All right. No, spot on. I know what the hell I'm talking about, baby. All right. Swapping a cocktail for cannabis. All right. This ain't me. This is the media sitting in here pointing you in this direction. All right. Because as folks are sitting here saying, no, you paying $13, $14 for a cocktail. You sitting in here, you probably paying $6 for these shots. Even at a cheap place in here, so-called cheap place in here. They busting your head and the drinks are watered down, nigga. All right. Yes, indeed, man. All right. They're going to make sure that at the end of the day that they get theirs. All right. That's why I said, no, man, for the average person, they ain't trying to sit down and buy you a couple drinks and do it. Not really. All right. Shit. All right. Shit going to do detrimental shit to your finances. It has to be worth it here in the case. All right. Just doing this shit. All right. Who the fuck are you? All right. Right. I mean, our folks be talking crazy. If you know you can't goddamn afford it here, then what makes you think the next nigga want to reach in his pocket, all right, and railroad his bread? All right, that's all it's going to do. It's going to train wreck your dollars, nigga. Between you paying crazy ass money for these drinks, it's going to be expensive as hell, and you got a nigga looking at you for a tip at the end of the night. All right, man, hell no, man. All right, no, when you can just grab a fifth and just go home and do what you got to do. All right, come on. All right, which one sounds more sensible if you are drinking? All right, yeah, shit, you can't just do what the hell you want to do here. Yeah, today that's expensive, and for the people that do have homes, you got a crib, this, that, and the third. Most of them folks are working 2 jobs to maintain everything, and that's just to pay the bills. We're not even talking about you having a life and buying clothes and doing regular shit, nigga. All right, yes, indeed. All right, hold on, I'm just telling you what it is, man. All right. Yeah. Blame the old niggas.
Experts say people are looking for options, whether it be swapping a Cosmo for cannabis, which has doubled in popularity over the past decade as states have legalized marijuana, or switching a mojito for a nojito.
The kind of most successful model that you see is where there's a really good non-alcoholic cocktail list and a really good alcoholic cocktail list. And that way everybody gets to hang out.
Non-alcoholic beer, wine, and spirit sales now surging 22% year over year as people look for drink alternatives to quench their thirst without the buzz. Meaning in the battle of the bars, the ones that can shake things up may come out on top.
And Camilla joins us now. I don't know about you. I have one glass of wine at night and suddenly I am awake at 2 a.m, which I hate.
Right. Anybody talking about your old ass, man? All right. Young people bring the energy, dude. That's where the money is at. That's what they're looking at. All right. Young folks bring in new people, man. All right. New drinkers and what have you here, dude. Your old ass has already been decided. All right. Yeah, you drinking the wine, you drinking. Right, man. They wasn't speaking about you, man. You got gray hair, dude. All right. All right. No disrespect, man. But you do. You look like Anderson Cooper's little brother, nigga. All right. Wasn't talking about you. All right. That's right, nigga. Now, we'll be back in a minute. Thank you.